everyone, and welcome to Phandalin by Night. My name is Sarah, and I am your DM. We are an award-nominated cast of players here tonight, or today, or whatever time it is for you. Thank you for joining us. We are going to get into the action. Let's go around, and I'm going to get my players to introduce themselves and say who they're playing. Mario, this is not about you. Did you guys just hear him meow? He's such a jerk. Wow.
There he goes.
Well, look, that's how it's going to go. If he would have knocked all of my dice off the table, we would have taken the stream down. It would have just been an omen. Very well. Let's go around and let's get everybody to introduce themselves. We're going to start with Sarah.
Hello, my name is Sarah, and I will be playing Graja Rage Rock, the half-orc barbarian, she/her for both of us.
And Farah.
Hello, I am Farah. I am playing Max, the whiz bard. She/her for me, she/they for Max.
And Amanda.
I'm Amanda. I will be playing Whimsy, the tiefling warlock. He/they for him, and she/her for me. I'm excited for this.
And Nikki.
Hey everybody, Nikki here. She/her. I will be playing Denny, the tiefling bard. He/him.
And Sean.
Hey guys, I'm Sean. Play Nine, the human Pallock. He/him for both.
Fantastic. And I think my captions died, and I love that for me. No, they should be okay. All right, fine. We're going to let it go.
I see him.
They're working. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to jump kind of right into the action. You can tell how nervous I think my players are because they didn't extend this out. They just only said exactly what I told them to say. And normally, they just add a few more words. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm feeling some nervousness. So let's get right into the pain here. When last we met our heroes, you were all making your way through Wave Echo Cave. You have found out why they call it Wave Echo Cave. And you have all been exploring through, and you came across one of Max's friends, maybe-ish? Frenemies? Maybe just enemies now. It's not going well. And this drow-looking fella was quite happy to see Max until he also saw Droop and chided Max a little bit for having brought previous victims of his to this site, just kind of in awe of how small this gigantic world is. And that is, where we're picking up. The group had decided combat was in order. And so to combat we return. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I have this setting here. But actually, maybe did I make a note to myself? No, that would have been actually just really wise last week if I would have said, I'll make a note to myself about where we are in initiative. It was either just the Drow's turn or it's the Drow's turn now. Did we stopped at the end of initiative and he's at the top of initiative, right?
I
believe so.
I think it was just his turn because then he dropped that killer one-liner right before.
Right, yeah. That has been living rent-free in Farah's head all week of would they still work with you if they really knew who you were? It's been sitting with Amanda too, because Amanda's made guesses to us privately about what the situation is. Beautiful. That explains also the violent note that I chose for myself, that past Sarah chose for this week's Sarah's prep. He is going to wrap his arms around Droop and cast a spell.
Okay. I have a addition here.
Okay.
So I'm within 5 feet of this guy, and you said he's casting a spell. Is that correct?
He is.
Okay. I would like to use then finally my Mage Slayer feat So when a creature within 5 feet of you casts a spell, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the creature.
Okay.
So I would like to. I don't know if there's going to be a penalty since he's like holding Droop in terms of like.
I think
I
I
don't
should
wanna
also
hit Drew.
just mention really quick, I was right up against this guy when we left off last time.
Right.
So I am like,
Droop, remember, Droop had stabbed his foot.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's got to like bend down to pick this guy up.
So he's gonna bend down. Yeah, but he's gonna scoot. He's not trying to lift Droop up. He's just like putting some hands on Droop. He doesn't have to like hold him aggressively. He's not trying to grapple. He just has to have hands on Droop. And he's gonna cast a spell.
Okay, so I feel like then I'd have a clear shot on like his back or his side to attack him.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going for it here. Great axe style. Oh my sweet. That was cocked. Hold on. That was barely better. 15?
A 15 shit, hold on, let me look at this map. A 15 does hit. Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome.
And you're raging.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am. So that'll be +2 to whatever this roll is.
Thank you, Raiders.
Okay, so
Girls Run These
14.
Worlds just rated us.
Yay, thank you,
We're sending
girls.
it back to girls when we're over because they're going to be playing Monster Hearts. They're doing a week of one-shots. Okay, sorry, Graja, go ahead.
Okay, so that's going to be 14 damage total.
14 damage total. You got it. He is looking rough. You slice a huge cut with your great axe down his back. His skin immediately cuts open. He's dressed very similarly to Max. He's wearing like what was once a nice shirt, not so nice anymore, is now kind of silken, is now splayed open, and blood is just soaking the white shirt, is going to be kind of Kool-Aid red in a few minutes. But he disappears with Droop.
With Droop?
Yes.
Okay. Well. That's all I can do. That was just my reaction. So yeah. I'm good.
He disappears with Droop. They disappear from your sight. Denny, I will give you, let me say this, because you did, Nikki, you did very specifically say you wanted to stand in that space. I will, as he's bending down to grab Droop, he doesn't have to like, it's not like you're trying to wrest Droop from his grip, but I will give you, like, it's going to have to be almost a natural 20 to keep Droop here, to get Droop out of his grip.
Okay. So no pressure or anything.
But I don't want to just completely take away the agency either. I'm letting you know because of the nature of the spell, it's...
What save would this be? Strength?
This is going to be...
Dex?
Roll a dexterity saving throw just to see if you can grab Droop out from under him.
Natty 1 sends you with them.
I'm not lying. That might
these
happen.
Are online dice. Can't even get out to be able to blow on them. That's an unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. You reach down, and as you're grabbing Droop, he deconstitutes from your grip. His dagger clatters to the ground because the dagger doesn't come with them. And to the south of you, a bugbear is still running away. Bugbears were frightened, right? And there is the sound of the rushing water from the stream that's here. Kind of looking around now that you have a moment in this space. Everybody can give me a perception check just to see what you're seeing.
Gonna be a 10.
Gonna be a 10. 10's okay. Let's see what else.
Max got a 4.
7.
My rage has overtaken me, and I got a 3.
What was it we were rolling?
Perception.
Perception. That's not a good one.
Oh, uncalled for, Amanda. Amanda just said in chat, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
No! Don't
How
put
dare.
that on Droop.
He's fine.
Graja enters double rage mode.
Unrelenting
the wall.
rage.
9.
A 9. So the highest perception check. In this moment, you guys watch Denny almost fall onto his knees as he's reaching for Droop. The sound of the clattering of this small dagger that Droop has clatters to the ground like THX style movie theater sound in all of your ears. Even through the rushing of blood, Graja, your boy is gone, as is this enemy. A second, you can hear the stream pouring out of the western wall, tumbling down into the rift where Nine and Whimsy are. Just barely, you two can just barely see that they have disappeared out in front of you. There are 9 from where you are, over kind of by the waterfall. There are ropes tied to iron stakes, and you can see that there is some kind of like digging equipment that, you know, it kind of goes along with what you guys heard when you first came in here, that they were digging for something, that they were searching for something. But in this very moment, I'm going to go around just once. We'll go around an initiative to see, like, how do you guys react? What are you doing? This is going to go quick. Max.
Max shouts in rage, and I'd like to make an Arcana check because I already know that spell takes 500 feet, or can move that far.
Yeah.
He tried to pull me last time with that spell.
Right.
Is there anything that will tell me direction or something? Like, does anything block it or anything like that could give me an inkling of what direction to go to chase down Drew?
Let me just read this spell for a second. A verbal component. Give me an Arcana check just to see, as you started to feel the arcane tug, could you tell?
That was a natural 20 for 26.
Let's go!
Exactly the time that you needed a natural
Yes.
20, Max.
Clutch.
Flawless. Love when the DM has to give something away that they weren't planning to. Yes. You do, in fact, get the exact feeling that the tug was pulling you almost directly to the west. And you, having seen this spell, having maybe even used this spell in the past, you know that it's kind of like Wii golf. Do you remember that game on the Wii where the longer you hold down the power, that's the harder you swing the golf club with? That is a little bit like what Dimension Door is. And you felt that kind of the intensity with which, you know, he was kind of casting this arcane spell was maybe about less than half the distance. Let's put it that way.
Right. In that case, Max will they'll pause for a sec and just as if trying to feel the air, and then just say this way and just start running. Just start running west.
Just start going. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. We can make that happen. I have just realized, unrelated to this, we have an Idle Realms of the Champion code that is up on our stream right now. Thank you, Idle Champions of the Realm, for supporting us. I forgot to change the overlay, so I'm going to do that at break. This is not the right code. The right code is being put into the chat right now. So that's the code you should use if you're here for that. And we will come, and when we get back from break, I will switch the overlay. I forgot to switch it. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, you go running. And you're going to use your full movement.
Oh yeah, just everything I got.
Everything you got. Why aren't you going like this? Okay. You go running up a flight of stairs, around a corner, up another flight of stairs. You see that there is an opening in front of you. And you do see Droop at the end of that opening. There is also a door. There is a door in the hallway, but importantly, because Droop is who you're focusing on, you're running to Droop. Droop is what you see at the end there. So how far are you going? And you're muted.
I am going all my distance. I want to get as close as I possibly can.
Okay.
So.
Fantastic. We love that.
Okay. So if I can like make it like there. And do I see anyone behind Droop, like holding him in place?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yeah. That's a 5. I think I've only got eyes for Droop.
That's a 5.
Yep.
I will say that you do see, importantly, that there is the drow also standing there, your friend, and you do kind of see that this is a large chamber, a large chambered room where you are.
Great. I will shout out again to the group. He's here.
Okay.
And that's, I think, everything that I can do.
All right. 9.
Yeah, I think after seeing Max run off, he's just using his full movement to run chasing. So let's see. I'll get him to there plus. And then he'll end up right here.
Okay. And you looking down that hallway, because Max, I assume that your drift globes are like following you and lighting up this area. 9 goes charging after the only light that he can see. And 9, you see up at the top of the stairs, there's a large chamber. Whimsy?
Whimsy hesitates for half a second, contemplating whether he should drop invisibility and cast Misty Step. But no one knows he's here right now, or at least the bad guy doesn't know he's here, so he would like to keep their numbers secret for now. And so he's just going to run after them as quick as he can.
Okay.
2, 3, so he gets right behind 9.
Okay. And it is Droop's turn. I'm going to roll up. Sarah, you want to roll a performance check for Droop, or you want me to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay. Roll a performance check for Droop.
Okay. I need to get his sheet up. I always forget. Okay, I just didn't know okay, performance. That's going to be an 18.
You guys hear echoing down the hallway. I mean, Max, you're right there. You see, as Droop turns to look at you, a look of horror on his face that you haven't seen before. And you guys hear all down through the hallway and echoing down through this cavern, Don't come! It's a trap!
We lost your mic, that last thing you said.
Sorry.
It just went weird. You're fine.
He yells, "Don't come, it's a trap."
Oh. Damn it.
Denny, and then Garaja, you're on deck.
Okay. Denny is going to lean down and pick up Droop's dagger and just kind of tuck it away somewhere safe. He's gonna
Did you guys lose Amanda or Nikki?
Yeah, it seems frozen.
Okay.
Nikki's internet is notoriously terrible.
Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Yes.
Now we can.
You are frozen though.
Okay. Well, oh well.
Oh,
I'll
you're
probably
back.
kick back in a sec.
Okay.
Oh, all right. That was weird. Okay.
Good times.
All right. I'm going to run over here and do we see anyone else or do we just see Droop?
You
Do I
have
see
dark
the
vision,
drow?
right?
Yes.
Yeah, from where you are, you definitely see the drow. I'm just 60 feet, right? I'm just gonna see. Yeah, you would definitely see that.
Okay. And just remind me really quick,
Yeah.
9, your sword, it's a magical light, correct?
My moon touch sword. It just says sheds moonlight.
Well, I assume magically, as the moon's not actually contained in it.
Yeah.
Well, and Droop cast light on the shield. I
Yeah,
don't know
my
how long
shield-
that lasts. Though,
Right.
So
Is that
Said
a
it was like an
concentration
hour.
spell?
No, I think
That's-
light is just
I'm looking
One
at it
and done.
here.
doesn't have
Yeah,
a
it
C
doesn't
next
say-
to it. Yeah.
It doesn't say concentration.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got the shield in the.
Yeah. Denny, you see at the far end over there, you see the rolls of greenish, greenish tannish skin, like boils and warts. You see what is very clearly, and I don't know how much Denny would know about this. It is, whatever it is gross and it is large. But you can roll me a history or intelligence check just to see how much Denny knows about these particular creatures.
It's a
He's heard a song
natural
about
20.
A natural
Apparently
20.
I know a whole bunch about them. Yeah, natural 20,
What?
24 in total.
You look, part of being the child of wealthy merchants was learning the history of different power structures so that you could learn about how to manipulate those power structures or to break into trade agreements with inside kind of cultural trade practices. And you had spent some time learning about these particular creatures. And so you clock this right away. You know what this is. This is a hill giant. Hill giants are at the bottom of what's called the ordning. The ordning is the hierarchical structure of giants, in which, cloud giants are at the top, and then there's storm giants, and then fire giants, frost giants, and hill and stone giants, which you guys fought a few days ago, and then hill giants. Hill giants are at the bottom of this hierarchy. This is for sure a hill giant.
Okay. Okay. The drow is the one right behind Droop, correct?
And the drow is right behind Droop.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I think within distance. Yeah, okay. I am going to. Does the giant have a weapon with him? Or like clothes? Like what does he got going on?
Yeah, the giant is just kind of it's weird for a giant to be underground like this This is normally like stone giant lair. And so the giant does seem to be on guard, particularly since Droop yelled. The giant does seem to be getting ready to pull something out, pull some kind of weapon out.
I'm not going to look too closely at the weapon. I'm just going to look at it very briefly, concentrate my little heart out, and cast Darkness, which is magical darkness spreads from a point you choose. So the giant's weapon to fill a 15-foot radius sphere for the duration. The darkness spreads around corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through the darkness, and non-magical light can't illuminate it. So he can't see nothing.
Darkness around the giant there.
The giant, yeah.
And how far is what's the radius on that?
15 feet.
Okay. All right, you got it. He's a big boy, just so you know. He's a big boy.
He's in his dark corner, though.
He is. And you do hear him as you cast Darkness, and he goes, "What? Nesnar, what is the meaning of this? What is going on?" And he does yell out. The bugbears are going to continue retreating because they are frightened.
Oh, sorry. Just before
Yes,
I end my
please.
turn as well, I'd like to use my bonus action to cast Mantle of Inspiration.
Okay.
So as a bonus action, spend one or more use of Bardic Inspiration and grant 8 temporary HP up to 5 creatures you can see within 60 feet. Each creature immediately uses its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Nice.
And I've got 1 point left. So I'm going to go ahead and use that on Garaja. So you get to move up to your speed for free.
You can grant
get some extra
5
bonus points as well.
You use 1 point of inspiration.
I've only got 1 point of inspiration left, though.
No, you can use 1 point of inspiration to grant it to 5 people.
Oh, well, now that's perfect. Everybody gets one. 1 for you, and 1 for you, and 1 for you.
So who are you giving them to?
I'm going to give it to Graja. I'm going to give it to Max. I'm going to give it to Droop. And I can't see where Whimsy is.
Oh, no, you can't see Whimsy, so you can't give it to Whimsy.
Yeah, I can't see you, so you get nothing. But 9
As
you
far as you
also
know,
get some.
Whimsy pieced out.
Yeah, Whimsy just left. He's like, I got a dinner date. Shoot, bye.
So Graja, 9, Denny, Max, and Droop all get 8 temporary hit points, and you can all now move 30 feet. So why don't every one of you move 30 feet?
And that's without provoking opportunity attacks, so get right up in this guy's face.
Oh, Max. Okay,
I'm taking this personally.
So as Max goes running in, give me just a second before the rest of you guys all hightail it up in here. Max, as you go running around that corner and the drift globes follow you, you find yourself surrounded by 2 other representatives of the Ordning. A probably 16 to 20 foot tall fire giant and probably about a 15 foot tall frost giant. They look very confused and very angry, more angry than confused, if we're being honest. And they look between all of you and the goblin drow duo and to another figure that you see. They're by a gigantic statue. You see, well, they're quite a particular looking fella.
Is it, oh no, Graja?
There are 6 pillars in this room, all made of shiny black obsidian. At the north end stands a huge statue of a dwarf. A mighty stone warhammer laying across his lap as this statue is seated on a throne. Large emeralds gleam in this statue's eyes. This statue is massive. These emeralds are probably the size of dinner plates. There is a dark elf that is standing there at the base of the statue. He is dressed in black leather armor and robes. He clutches a midnight black staff with a carved spider at the top. And he frowns, Max, as you run around the corner. Well, it seems that I must deal with you myself. And he takes a little bit of a sigh. That is what Max sees as Max turns the corner.
And I yell at Droop to run.
Droop is still kind of being held by the drow. And so, Graja, give me a strength check. I would say with advantage because of Mantle of Inspiration, but also at disadvantage because I think Droop is upset that you guys are continuing to run towards him. And he is...
So then just roll straight?
Just roll straight. He's a very little boy, and he doesn't want to be alone, but he doesn't want to be responsible for anybody else.
I am deeply concerned at this moment. Okay, here we go. Strength check.
So
That's a
just
7.
advantage, you're right. Yeah. A 7. You see him, Max, trying to like get away, his arms reaching out to you as he's trying to like run to you, to hug you as you get closer to him. And this drow is just got just a mom grip on his arm, like dragging a kid away from the toy section. Like this kid is not going anywhere. So that's Max's move. I saw 9 moved up. Denny, movement.
Yes.
Stacked on top of each other.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'll leave you some room. Yeah.
Okay. Denny comes running in. You see Droop there, his arms outreach towards Max, trying to break free of the grip that the drow has on him. Denny, what's... Denny, roll me a wisdom saving throw. And this
Oh my God,
is
I'd love to.
This is at disadvantage, my friend.
Okay. 14.
Denny, you look down at Droop. But as you're kind of also, your eyes just quickly kind of search around what's going on in this room. Gosh, those 2 emeralds sure are big. Wouldn't they be lovely to add to your collection? There is this compulsion that drives you. I don't know if Nikki heard that. Oh yeah, good, okay. There is very much a compulsion that you care about Droop, but man, those emeralds would be real nice.
It would make amazing, just insanely huge earrings.
The blingiest earrings you've ever seen.
Yeah. Graja.
Oh boy. Okay.
Graja doesn't see any of this, by the way. Graja
No,
has just
I don't.
run up the first set of stairs. So as Graja comes around the corner, is Graja just full booting it?
I don't think I need to like dash. I think I can just, well, yeah. I'm also thinking about my rage because I'm gonna lose it.
Punch yourself
And
in the
Whimsy
face.
like punch Raja in the leg as she goes by. Or would that make him drop invisibility?
That would make him drop invisibility.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm
And
not
I
gonna.
don't
make
know
you
that
do
Whimsy is in tune enough with Graja to know that that's what Graja needs. Graja, let me say this. Because Droop is endangered and because you two have imprinted on each other, I'm going to say that just purely being a mom myself, I will say that this rage is going to hold through your movement.
Okay. Okay. Cool. That's great news. So I will move my full movement ability, which will take me there.
Okay.
And
You see this too, Graja?
yeah.
You know what you're looking at. This is the room from your dream. It's in much better condition than your dream. But it is undeniable that these 6 pillars, as your eyes flit around the room, you can see Denny or Whimsy like reaver stuck to that far pillar in the northwest. You can see Max at the base of the statue, crumbled and falling apart as Denny is climbing up, reaching for something at the top. You look up and you can see that the roof of this cavern is not cleanly carved, that it's got a very natural texture and that there are giant boulders that have been like cut into it. You see 9 running up behind you. The only thing that's missing right now is the wolves. But this is the room.
And I think in that moment, despite the heat and kind of blood boiling of the rage that continues because Droop is in danger, I do feel like there's a real sense of like cold and clamminess that comes over her on the realization that this is the same place from her dream, especially the statue. Like, I think that in particular really like sets her off. What I'm going to do is first, I don't know if this is completely ridiculous, but I want to say in giant, I would like to say, we are not your enemies. Let us take the goblin and we'll leave.
All right. Are you trying to persuade this to happen, or are you trying to intimidate them into letting you are full of rage? How much of this is you are declaring that this is what you are going to do versus you having enough wherewithal to try and persuade them into asking that this is the case?
I think this is intimidation. I think she's making herself as big as possible and just drawing on the rage. And 100%. That just makes sense to me.
Roll with advantage because you're raging.
Okay, cool. Cool. And proficiency just adds the number that's by it. Like there's nothing else conferred by proficiency other than the number that's plus by intimidation. Is that right?
So proficiency means the dot is filled in.
Yeah.
And so it lets you add your proficiency bonus to the number. Like the number should just be the same modifier as what's above. Like if it's a wisdom, if it's a wisdom skill, then you just get your wisdom modifier. But if it's got the dot filled in, then you also get your proficiency bonus added to it. Does that make sense?
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
You're welcome.
Okay. That's 22.
22. That's not bad at all. You come running in and you just order it. You just, this is the way that things are going to happen. Let us have the goblin. We will leave, right? 22. You see,
I keep having to remind myself to breathe. I'm holding my breath all the time.
everybody
I'm
breathe.
like,
It's okay. Cool. I rolled a natural 20.
fucking hell.
I told you,
Okay,
you
it's
leave
fine.
your dice side 20 up. I can't be in control of following the rules. The doppelganger looks down at Droop and is almost about to let go. The doppelganger does not want to have your rage, is already feeling the numbness that has come from the great axe swing that you took. The black spider, though, says, oh no, we've come too far. It's time to end this. But you're right. You will be leaving me alone. And he yells in Giant, they are our enemies. Now's the time to prove your loyalty.
Fair enough.
fair enough.
It was a gambit.
You know what? It was a great roll. I just rolled a natural 20, and that's
for sure. That's how it goes.
them's the
now,
dice.
do I set does that count as my action that whole thingy? I guess because I rolled probably.
Well, I think you moved double, right?
No.
You only moved 30 feet to get where you are? Or 40 feet?
My speed is 40. Yeah, I only moved 40.
Yes. Yeah. In that case, I will not count that as an action because I think that you've been working up towards that characterization. So no, go ahead, make an action.
Okay, cool. So what I'd like to do then.
Hey, Blue Box RPG. Thank you for the raid coming into our finale.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's exciting here.
We are back where we started this season at. In the room where Graja is desperately trying to keep the shit from going down.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know what I want to do.
All right.
It is time for Graja to dig deep.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Look, it was a year ago, I think this week, that I gave you all this very special gift. So
yes, because it was holiday.
You start your thing, and you know how this goes. We're going to go through initiative once, and then you get 2 turns in a row. So take your time, make your choices. Everybody who is new, Dig Deep is something that I gave to my players last Christmas as like a little holiday gift, and it essentially allows them agency over a single free level up that when things are real bad, that they can dig deep within themselves and find something new. And I've essentially given them the power to role play when they level up. And many of our characters used it in January, like right afterwards, to try and prevent the untimely death of a fellow player or of a fellow player character. But Graja has been holding on to hers. And now it's on. Now it's on. So, Graja, you go ahead. You do your level up. We are going to go. You are not the bottom of initiative. You are the bottom of initiative. Yes, you are.
I am. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are, because the giants rolled just slightly bigger than you. Okay, so going up to the top, it is the Drow's turn. And the Drow at this point, hearing that the giants are supposed to do what they're supposed to do, is going to let go of Droop and is going to slash against Max. Can I just get everybody? I just want to make sure that I have the current information that you have. Max, how many hit points do you have right now?
I have 17 plus the 8 temporary.
So 20.
So 25.
Thank you for mathing. Denny, how many hit points do you have right now?
52.
52. Graja, how many it's about to change for you. 9, how many hit points do you have right now?
Yeah.
I got 46. but that's with the 8 temp.
Yeah, that's fine. Whimsy, how many hit points do you have right now?
50. He's managed to stay out of
50. And how many hit points does Droop have? I can look it up, Sarah. Don't stress about it.
He's got 17. I have a sheet up.
I have learned that I kill players. I've killed lots of them in this campaign on accident when I'm not paying attention in big battles like this. So I just need to know how much aftercare we're going to be doing after this session. Okay, let's go. This guy is going to slam into you with those claws that he has there, Max. I rolled the same number twice. That is some bullshit. Does a 14 hit you, Max?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Squishy wizard.
Squishy wizard. That's no bueno, friend. 5, 6. 10 points of damage as his claws rake against you twice, scratching across your chest and neck, and then slashing down your arm. His claws hitting you twice. Are you... Sorry, I have a kiddo here. Real life mom moments. His claws slash against you twice. And he is not gonna move. He's gonna stay where he is. Okay. Max, you are up. And then 9, you're on deck.
I love this shirt. And I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire on the giants and the all 4 things around me.
Okay. No problem. So, Fairy Fire. What color is Max? Okay.
So for Max, it is blue, like a bright baby blue.
Okay.
So for the audience, they all have to make a dexterity saving throw. If they do not succeed on a 13, all attack rolls against them have advantage, and they cannot benefit from being invisible. It also lets off dim light, so 9 can see them no matter what.
All right. So what has happened is the drow that's standing next to you is not dead. Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. And the fire giant save, but Nesnar and the frost giant are illuminated in this blue. It's actually really beautiful on the frost giant. Yeah, absolutely. That when the blue fairy fire hits the frost giant, it glitters. Like the snow that's probably outside your window right now. It just glitters and sprinkles and sparkles, sending prisms of light throughout this room. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to do? Movement, bonus action?
Bonus action, my last bardic inspiration to Graja.
Okay, and how do you inspire Graja?
So Max plays God.
Don't stop believing.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. And says, "Go get him."
Mm-hmm. Just a small town orc. Yeah, we're not going to do this whole thing.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Not untrue. Nope. Stop, Sarah. Stop. Okay. My brain just kept going with it. You cast inspiration, Graja. So you have is it a D6 that you have there, Max? A D6.
Yeah, I think D6.
A D6 of inspiration to add to an attack roll.
Okay.
The hill giant is going to be quite annoyed that they are in dark. And you've centered, Nikki, I have 2 questions for you. One is that you've centered the darkness on the hill giant, so it moves with the hill giant, correct?
Yes.
And my second question is, for Mantle of Inspiration, is it temp HP or does it increase max HP?
I think it's temp HP, but let me double check.
The giant is going to go running in a rando direction.
Oh, it's into a wall.
to try and figure out, and he is going to run into the fire giant. And you hear this incredible thud, and then you hear whoosh, as flames light up. You can't see very much because there is darkness there, but that is where we are at the moment. 9.
And sorry, yes, it is temporary HP.
Temporary HP. So Graja, when you lose those hit points, you don't regain back into those.
Right. Got it.
Oh, sorry. That was not your question. Does my
No.
HP go back to full on? No, you just gain whatever extra points you would have had. You with
Cool,
me?
that's fine. Yep,
Okay.
gotcha. Thank you.
9, you're up.
Okay. Nine's going to use his bonus action to do Hexblade's Curse
Okay.
on the spider staff guy.
Okay. And what does Hexblade's Curse do?
As a bonus action, you choose a creature you can see within 30 feet to curse for up to 1 minute until he dies, or you die, or you are incapacitated. Against a creature, you have you gain +3 to damage rolls. You crit on a 19 or 20, and you gain 4 hit points if you die.
Okay.
Or if it dies.
Okay. Great. Go for it.
And then after that, he's going to run up right here. And he's going to attack the spider guy.
Okay.
And what other condition was on him?
Fairy fire. So you get advantage on these rolls.
Yeah, it's like a highlight that you
Yeah.
can see him really well.
Yeah. He's just tastefully decorated. I wish you all would have seen Amanda played in a one shot as Whimsy with me on Friday morning, and Amanda had wrapped Whimsy's horns in Christmas lights. You guys, it was so adorable.
Oh yeah.
That's essentially what fairy fire is. Oh, she's gone. Look,
Yeah, she's gonna.
she's got it. Let's go.
Merry
Whimsy's the
Candlemas,
opposite
one
of
and
fairy
all.
fire right now, but
Amazing.
That's going to be a 23 to hit.
23.
first one.
I'm not even paying attention to what's going on. A 23 does hit.
see.
That's going to be 10 damage.
Okay. Plus your Hexblade's curse damage, right?
Yeah, that's with the plus
Okay.
3.
Okay.
And then the second hit,
Crit fishing, doing a little bit of crit fishing. 9, this gold armor, head to toe, cape flapping as he goes running up, swinging his longsword in a downward arc, slicing. Yeah.
that's going to be a 22 to hit.
A 22 does not hit.
A 22 doesn't hit him?
No.
So it's a 23 to hit
At
him.
least.
Fucking hell.
It's a dexterity boy.
Yeah, oh, I still got inspiration. What is that, a D8 or a D6?
A D6.
D6, yeah.
So 22 plus 6, 28.
28 hits. Yeah, go ahead. My captions just said 28 hats, Yakko head. So,
Oh, dear.
good times.
That's
Nothing has made me feel more self-conscious about streaming as these captions do, just every day. We've just lost Nikki.
yeah.
Oh no.
So everybody's cameras are a little bit wonky.
Let's see.
Let's see how much damage this does, and then we'll cut to a short intermission and see if we can get Nikki back.
Okay.
Nikki has
And
notoriously
Is he a
terrible.
fiend?
Is he a fiend? That's a great question. He is not a fiend. No,
Okay.
he's an
Never mind.
elf. He's an elfy boy. His long, kind of deep purpley black. Everybody's in the wrong space, but you know what? That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's gonna be 7 damage.
7 more damage. No problem. You cut into him twice, carving through him as you do so, and making his life fairly miserable as your longsword cuts down through, digging through part of his armor, his black leather armor. As you see a little bit of blood start to come out, there is also this kind of black oil that also comes out with it.
It hurt.
Whimsy, you're up. Droop is on deck, Sarah.
Whimsy's still a sneaky invisible boy, so he's
True.
gonna walk up. He's gonna briefly open this door and just see what's inside.
Cool. We love introducing new baddies in the middle of a giant fight. It's never been a problem.
They were gonna hear a fight as soon as Giants started smashing things anyhow, and it might have been an ally.
Yeah, and in fact, it is an ally.
Yes.
You see, we've lost Nikki again. You see, down at the far end of this space, there are just numerous dusty drapes that adorn the walls of this room. This room also contains a bed and a brazier, and a badly disheveled dwarf lies bound and unconscious on the cold stone floor.
Do I recognize the dwarf?
You don't recognize this dwarf, but roll me a wisdom check.
Oh, good. The best thing for Whimsy.
J-Dog, thanks for being here. The code is in the chat. It's not the one that's on the overlay. We're fixing that. We don't have a break on this game. That's on me. I'm so used to having breaks for other games.
Wisdom check.
And Nikki's gone. Nikki's back. Nikki's gone. Nikki's back. Nikki's gone.
Right. Just a straight wisdom check?
Just a straight wisdom check, yeah.
Right, that is plus nothing.
Cool. Sarah, on your dig deep, do your rages reset? I will say that, do you
16.
gain an extra rage? Like at this level up, sometimes you gain extra rages at a level up. At this level, do you gain an extra rage? Then
I don't.
Yeah, then
Then no.
unfortunately, yeah.
Look. Okay, fair enough.
16 for wisdom.
A 16 wisdom. You know, you don't know this particular dwarf, and you love to collect names, and so you would like to know the name of this particular dwarf, but you do know that this dwarf looks like another dwarf that you met. This dwarf looks like the guy who still owes you money. Whimsy, this contract is still unpaid. This is all bullshit.
Oh, that's why Whimsy's still here.
Yeah, 100%.
First thing. Yeah. So Invisible Whimsy opens the door, pokes his head in, sort of recognizes this, and is like, Rock Seeker?
He's unconscious.
No. Damn it, do I have anything for that?
Do you still have a healing kit? You guys stole like a ton of healing
Whimsy
kits.
definitely picked up a healing kit.
Hey, there's
and
Nikki. Boo.
Sorry about that, everybody.
No, it's okay.
I literally have no idea what happened. My whole computer just like not actually shut off, but like it flickered and then things were just not working right. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yes. I do have a med kit. I'm going to hope there's some smelling salts in there.
Yeah.
Invisible Whimsy's gonna waft some of that under unconscious dwarf's nose.
Make a medicine check to see how well you do at this.
Yeah. It's actually like knockout gas or something. Oops. Now we're both unconscious.
It's killing salts. Yeah.
Why do we keep those in the med kit? Stay. No, stay. Shit. 2. It was
Okay.
almost a nat 20.
Look, you go and shake him, and the problem is that you're trying not to drop invisibility. It's not that you're not capable of shaking salted, salt flavored smelling
But if I
salts.
slap him, it counts as an attack.
Yeah, and so you're trying real hard to stay invisible, and it is impairing your ability to like get in here and do some healing in the way that you would like to,
Well, do you know what I do have? Does that count as part of my movement then, or is that my action? Because I also have like a healing potion.
I won't count that as part of your action if you want to dump a healing potion in his mouth.
So Whimsy's
I'll allow
got. What is that? Whimsy totally does like the genie from Aladdin thing. He's like, "Can I shove this down your face?" And Buddy's head's like, "Nah." He's like, "We're taking that as a yes."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
shoves the healing potion down his throat. 4, which one was that? Because that was the good healing potion that Whimsy got for part of his.
Which probably then heals him to his full strength. He's still bound.
Yeah.
But his eyes start to open. They're a little bit swollen. He's been receiving kind of the same treatment as his brother. And he looks at you startled. And
Or looks near where.
oh yeah,
someone
you're right.
is.
I'm sorry. He's invisible, and he goes, who's there? Who's there? Who's there?
No one of consequences. You're a rock seeker, right?
And he just looks very puzzled. I
Can I have your name?
Nundro Rock Seeker.
Nice. Excellent. Friend of your brother. Employee of your brother. And with that, Whimsy takes the end of his glaive and just sort of snicks the ropes.
Fantastic. And you cut through those ropes, and Nundro frees his hands and quickly, unravels it all and spends some time kind of rubbing the blood back into through his wrists. He goes, "So, Tharden, where do you have news of him? Does he live?"
Whimsy doesn't know who that is, but he knows it's one of the other brothers. And he sort of awkwardly glances down at the boots that even he can't see right now, because he's pretty sure that if that's not Gundren, that's the other brother they found. So he's like, I don't know how his health is doing right now.
Not a lie.
Not a lie. I'm guessing it's under 0, but...
Fair enough. Yeah.
It was Gundren who hired my friends and I. We're in the middle of something. Right next door. I assume he's hearing the various fighting noises.
Absolutely. There are giants at battle in that room. There is a cacophony
the
of
wall
sound.
shakes, some rubble falls from the ceiling.
You know exactly where I'm going with this. Yes.
Yeah. So that happens, and Whimsy's like, "We're in the middle of something. Help us or flee." And with that, invisible Whimsy turns to go out the door, but doesn't have enough motion to go far, so he is just back to the door.
Okay.
Possible ally. Possible someone just running away. We'll see.
Fair enough. All right. Droop. It's Droop's turn, and he's on deck.
Okay. Has Droop been set down, or is he still like...
Droop is down. Droop was never picked up. The guy didn't pick him up. So he's still kind of reaching out towards Max, trying to grab for Max, but his arm is being held by the drow the drow let him go. So he's starting to reach out towards Max because Max was the first face that he saw.
Okay. So I would like to bonus action hide with the nimble. So I want him to move
Okay.
back behind this pillar.
Okay.
And so he's gonna do that. And then I would like him
the
to...
doppelganger is going to try and take a slice as he goes. The doppelganger's super pissed off that he's here because every time...
Can I bonus action disengage then instead of hide?
Yeah, he is a rogue. You can bonus action disengage. Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. We don't have to do the hiding thing. I'd rather not have him take a swing
totally
at him.
fair.
So okay, bonus action disengage. He still can move there, by the pillar. That's within his movement, so he'll do that. And then he is going to cast Shield of Faith on Graja.
Okay.
And this one is concentration.
Okay.
So now I have a +2 to my AC for up to 10 minutes.
Love it. And it's concentration.
And while he can maintain the concentration.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I did that on his sheet. He has no more spell slots left.
Hey, pew, pew, pew. That's never going to come. That's never going to be a negative thing when the cleric doesn't have any more spell slots and the battle is just starting. It's fine.
Well,
Denny, roll me a wisdom saving throw. Disadvantage, friend.
Okay. Mm. 4. That's a great roll. Love that for me.
Denny, you and I both know that so long ago at the old Owl Well, you were interested in finding pretty trinkets and keeping, finding some valuables. And you picked up a small little egg shaped bioluminescent thing.
Yep, I sure did.
And in that moment, the soul that was kept inside that egg started to share your body with you. And as you became possessed so long ago, you mostly have fought it off, partially because you're not, traveling with the wealthiest of folks. But in this moment, those emeralds, which are incredible potential spell casting focuses, and gems worth as much of that can allow you to cast some really incredible high level valuable stuff, and they're also just really pretty. Denny,
they are very pretty.
Denny is not happy, I would imagine, you correct me if I'm wrong, about the fact that this other spirit that shares your body is taking over and is moving you towards the base of that statue, leaving your friends behind. What is Denny thinking as his feet start to move around and to duck in between literal giants as you start to make, as the older soul makes way with your body towards this statue?
I think Denny at this point is just thinking about his friends and why his feet are moving this way when his brain is clearly telling him to go this way. Like, he understands that, those emeralds are mighty shiny, very pretty, but also he doesn't understand why he's focusing on that so much in this moment, when there are clearly bigger fish to be fried.
Bigger fish to be fried, but also big emeralds to be won. Denny, give me an athletics check as you start to climb in onto this gigantic statue.
Joke's on you. My athletics is terrible.
Joke's not on me. I didn't pick up the bioluminescent egg.
Well,
I just
that's
left
fair.
it there for you to pick up, okay?
I didn't know we were dealing with some like dead space alien
Yeah.
like kind of nonsense. I had no
I've been
clue
keeping it under
until
wraps,
just
but,
now.
it's going to be 13.
A 13. You start to make your way up, slinging your banjolele behind your back. You have been, in an effort to kind of spend a little bit more time with Graja, you had been doing some like light workouts like Pilates, not like full on, CrossFit, but you had been doing kind of some of the lighter stuff. And you find that your arms actually hold more strength than you thought that they did, to your frustration in this particular moment. Although also, like, maybe it's time to tailor the suits to show those guns off. Anyway, you make your way up the statue, and you go to reach for the emeralds. So the movement was your action. But I will leave you with a bonus action if you would like to do one, as Denny is trying to, like, wrest control of his body back.
Don't really have a lot I can do. Okay, hear me out. As a bonus action, I do have use of a spell, command. Can I use that on myself?
You know what? I love the idea, so I'm tempted to say.
I don't know if I can.
So I'm tempted to say yes, but let's.
It just says a creature I can see within range,
I can
but that
see me.
the target must also succeed on a Wisdom saving throw.
All right, make yourself a Wisdom saving throw. Let's see if you can beat your own DC. Sure, I'm on board. Let's yes and this. Let's see where this goes.
That's an 8.
Sure. So what was the command you were going to say to yourself?
Fight.
Fight?
Fight.
Fight. You say fight, and you scream it with every ounce of intimidation, with matching all of the energy of rage that Graja has on this battlefield right now. You scream fight. Nothing comes out your mouth. It is the Frost Giant's turn. The Frost Giant is going to look at the situation and see the moon-touched paladin at his feet, and he's going to do what he was told. He was sent here for a reason, and he is going to follow through with that. He lifts a gigantic great axe. That is a 19 to hit and a 25 to hit, Sean.
The 25 hits.
The 25 hits.
Silvery barbs.
Go ahead.
I cast silvery barbs as a reaction.
Okay.
I distract them, and they automatically have to re-roll and use the lower roll. And then I will give the advantage to Graja. And Max just calls out, "Be cool, man!" To distract him.
What do you mean the advantage to Graja? Sorry.
Yeah, so silvery barbs allows me to give disadvantage to a attack, and then take that advantage and give it to someone else. So your next attack, you can use advantage.
Awesome. Thank you.
It was a higher number than I rolled.
Curses.
But Farah, just to make you feel better, it was a natural 20, so you have ruined a future natural 20 that I was going to roll.
Good. And Graja still has advantage, so that's all right.
And Graja still has advantage. 10, 21, 24, 30 points of slashing damage, Sean. As this giant ice great axe comes swinging down over your head, leaving a huge dent in your armor, ripping through your cape. And just the weight of it, like being hit, you know, like your first time playing football at high school when you had only played at middle school, and then you go and play and you're like the skinny little ninth grader who's playing with the grade 12s. And the first time you fully get hit by a grade 12 who's ready to go to college, the heaviness of that hit almost buckles your knees from under you, because if I'm not mistaken, that took you from nearly 50 hit points to under 20 hit points. Yeah, that was a big hit. And you're real glad that only one hit you. Yeah. The bugbears that you guys can't see continue to run around yakety sack style down below because they can't break their stupid frickin' fright. Bullshit. And then it is the fire giant's turn, but Graja, you're on deck for a double turn. I did not mean to go into full girl fight mode by putting my hair into a ponytail and taking out my earrings. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Real.
It's getting real. I'm feeling sweaty.
I want you to be comfortable.
I don't like killing you guys, actually. I love death scenes, but I don't like killing you guys. Okay. The fire giant. What is this bad boy doing? Sorry, I should have had this up. Okay. He is going to rush forward and, well, he's going to take one of his great sword swings against the hill giant that has run into him. I feel like that's only fair. That's a 31 to hit, and that does 4d10 worth of damage plus, I'm sorry, 6d6 plus 7. I'm just going to roll that on somebody's character sheet. The big boys hit big, friends. Big boys hit big. Droop.
And there are 3 big boys.
And there are 3 big boys. So
Listen,
he's going to do...
away. It's fine.
So he's going to do 18 plus 6 points of damage to this big boy. Why? Sorry, I have to move this so that I can get to the other... I don't know why I can't. Why can't I touch him? Don't like it. Maybe I'm tracking on the wrong computer. That's what it is. Okay. And then he's going to step forward. And where? He's going to try and occupy this space, moving this guy, just shoving him out of the way, as he's going to step forward and take a swing down at Max.
No, thank you.
That's okay. It wasn't that great to hit. It was only 17 to hit.
Only 17 to hit the squishy wizard?
Only 17 to hit the squishy wizard.
Oh, dear.
So that is 20 points.
Bye, guys.
20 points. You guys watch as Max gets hit under the weight of this. 9, you don't see it, but you hear the swishing of a giant fiery hammer through the air, and it crashes with enormous sound behind you onto the ground, and you hear the unmistakable crunching of bones as it hits something. Graja, you see very clearly Max get squished under this gigantic fire hammer.
So fairy fire falls, first of all.
Okay.
And second of all, I feel like this counts.
Yeah, it does.
Max goes from a white-haired, white-skinned, or beige-skinned human to a figure that I'm not sure most of the folks in the party might have ever seen. Their hair kind of goes long, kind of like a gray. Not like a nice shiny white, but like a gray. And then their skin is just pure white with like black splotches in places, similar to like those ink blot things. And their eyes, if they're open at all, are just jet black. And they're just lying there.
Graja, you dug deep.
Yeah.
Wreck 'em.
Okay. My first question is, this pillar.
Yeah. They're all made of black obsidian.
And would Graja could Graja take a look at this and be like, is this something I can knock out, like destroy and make it fall down?
I'm going to give you advantage because you saw what the room looked like wrecked in your vision. And so you would be able to understand, if the vision is true, what this room is made of.
Okay. So that's a advantage on
an intelligence.
intelligence.
Or wisdom, like nature or survival.
Yeah, I would love to roll with nature or survival.
Please do.
That would be great. I'm gonna roll nature. Holy hell. Okay. That's 16.
You are still seeing visions of your vision filter through, like when you've played like Grand Theft Auto all night and then you go driving the next day and it kind of like filters in, or you've been in like a really intense movie and you walk out and you're like, the world just ended and Morgan Freeman was the president. How is everybody going about normal business? Like there's a bit of character bleed that happens from your old vision, and you're still seeing Whimsy skewered. You're still seeing 9 crushed. Literally, you're seeing it. Max is, it's out of place because Max should be reaching out towards Denny. But as you're trying to focus on what you can use to your advantage, these pillars were something that remained standing. Even in the destruction that was your vision, these must be very solid supports.
Fair enough. Cool. That answers my question. So, okay. I have a question about frenzy.
Yep.
Does the level exhaustion kicks in when the rage ends?
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear about that. Okay, so I'm gonna move. There's a lot of people here that are like right kind of up on each other.
Yep.
Can I move like right here? Is that possible?
I would say Graja. Oh God, the problem, if it was regular sized folks and not giants,
Yeah.
I would say Graja, in the level of rage that Graja is in, could push nearly anybody out of the way, but not a fire giant.
Can I do it if I go like this? But no, that's still in the giant box, so no. Okay. Damn. And this is the doppelganger?
Yeah.
I want Nesnar's head. Damn it. Okay.
You'll get there.
I just don't feel like going up against these
You're
giants
watching
are
Graja.
going to literally do anything.
Graja, your tribe has fought giants in the past. Stone giant. You guys just fought them a couple days ago. This you fought stone giants who are only like the
Yeah.
second or third up on the ordning. These guys are much more powerful. The ordning is a power structure, literally, not just a hierarchy. The higher the level, the harder they hit, the harder they are to kill. Graja is raged, but she's not dumb. And she's enraged because she wants to protect her friends. She's not bloodthirsty. I have never pictured Graja as bloodthirsty rage. Graja is mama rage. So in this moment, how is Graja using her rage?
I mean, I'm just also like, the math is not mathing for these giants. Like, for not that it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
fair.
that. It's just like, I'm just like, it literally just did 30 damage to 9. And like, I'm okay. I think what I'm gonna do is, because like I'm seeing all this stuff, I feel like there is a manner of like disorientation. As much as I would like to go up here to this guy, the movement is not gonna work. So I'm gonna go over here to the doppelganger.
Okay.
And I am going to attack them.
Okay.
So and they're already hurt actually. So okay. Yeah, I'm just going in with my great X.
Okay.
Okay, that is a 24.
A 24 hits, yeah.
Okay. So then I'm like this, and then it'll be +2. So that's 13 damage.
Graja, how do you want to kill him?
Okay. I mean, you said she wasn't bloodthirsty, but I'm not gonna lie, like,
You're not bloodthirsty for all battle, but you are in mama rage, and this guy has taken your kid twice.
yeah, I think it's just, as much as she truly wants to like beat this guy to death and just like continuously like slam her axe down until she beats him into the molten core of the earth through the fucking stone.
Yeah.
She just knows that that will waste her energy. So she just raises her axe above her head and just strikes down like vertical style to like just like an earth splitting type of blow to kill him. That's what I imagine.
Just, there is a point at which you are just so angry that the flourish of the showmanship of being mad just goes away. Now it is just, we are dealing with this and moving on to the next thing. There is a calmness that washes over your body in moments like this. And it is very simple. There is a lot of math that doesn't make sense, but this does in this moment. And as Graja raises her great axe, both hands choking up on the bat to really get that extra leverage and bringing it down, you slice through the front of his face, cleaving it in two so that his mouth can never take your child from you again. And cutting down the front of him so that his heart spills out onto the stone before you.
Okay, so this is a double turn, right?
This is a double turn, and that is one of two attacks that you get on a turn. I believe you still have another attack plus another action, plus two bonus actions.
I wasn't sure how that worked with the extra attack since I killed the target. I didn't know if that extra attack like transfers to another
because
target.
you could hit two different targets, right?
Okay. Yeah, true. Okay. And the hill giant is still in darkness. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So I think it's just one of those like moving toward like the next viable target. So I think I'm gonna go here for the fire giant.
Okay.
Okay, so this will represent my extra attack.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use my bardic inspiration.
Okay. And you get advantage because of the silvery barbs.
I get advantage? Oh, yeah. Okay.
So if you'd rather use the advantage rather than the inspiration.
I would, yeah.
Or if you
I'm
need to
gonna
use both,
the
you
advantage.
use what you need to do.
Well, we'll see what happens. Okay. So that's okay. No, I'm still gonna use the bardic. Wow, I rolled the same thing. Okay, so that's dirty 20 to hit.
20 will hit. He's a big boy.
Okay.
He's hard to miss.
True, but I don't know like what kind of
Yeah, it's fair.
or whatever. Okay, so yeah, this is just another with the great axe. So
This fire giant that you see in front of you has like this dark burnished skin, bright flaming red hair. Fire giants that you have ever even heard about in fairy tales have a fearsome reputation as soldiers and conquerors. Orcs tell the stories of fire giants as like, yes, they're bad, but also like we wish we could kind of be like them. Like there is a little bit of that enviousness in the stories that they tell. And he carries like anime large style sword, this hammer that he's wielding. And he is covered in black plate.
okay, that's good to know. Okay, so that for that attack, that's gonna be 13 damage.
13 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of damage?
It is slashing.
Slashing damage. Okay. Okay. And then
Okay,
you still
so
have another turn.
Yeah, this is my next turn. So I'm Oh, that's what that means. Okay. I only got one new thing for the level up. Okay. I'm just going to I'm going in. I'm attacking. This is what's in front of me. This is where I feel like
Absolutely.
Raja is committing her energy, especially seeing Max, having a clear view of Max going down. So yeah. So now I don't have advantage from silvery barbs now.
Right.
It's like a 1. Okay, that's
I
fine.
think it's a one-time thing, Max. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, no worries. Just checking. A 12? I'm assuming that's not going to hit.
12 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Okay, this is my extra attack. How did I roll the exact same number?
What are your bonus actions, Sarah? You have 2.
I mean, it's rage and frenzy. So I'm going to just frenzy because this is the time.
Yep.
So this is just another standard attack, right? Okay.
And once you're frenzied now through the rest of the battle.
Oh, okay. That's how that works. Okay, cool. Will a 17 do it?
A 17 doesn't hit. As you strike forward another time, your first 2 strikes glancing blows off of the plate metal, not able to find purchase. You have its full attention as it looks down on you now and chuckles in your face. Ha, ha, child. And just dismissing you completely. The rage at being dismissed in this moment takes you back to when your tribe used to do this to you, when your band of people didn't take you seriously because you were not fully orc, and you just cannot help yourself. Your eyes go bloodshot with the amount of stress that is coursing through your body, and you wind up for another. It catches, your great axe catches in the plate, but isn't cutting through. It isn't doing damage.
Okay, so before this turn is over, because that's all my actions and bonus action, can I say something short in giant?
You can.
Okay. I think like through gritted teeth, thinking back to this memory, just like trying to get out something intelligible through the rage. I think she just says, she kind of casts her bloodshot gaze over all three of the giants, and she's like, is it worth it being the wizard's lapdogs?
Can you make me a persuasion check?
Persuasion? Okay. Damn. Okay.
Intimidation. No, you're right. She's
Okay.
frenzied raging. Intimidation for sure.
Okay, great. Love that.
Basically, you gonna die for this bitch?
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Okay, so that's going to be... That's 18.
The hill giant from the darkness near you shouts out, "We were promised a piece of the pie. We were promised that the power would change and that we would be the strong ones now."
Right.
Max. What
Hi.
is a memory that Max has that in these moments as Max's life force starts to float to meet the creators? What is Max's memory that holds the strongest to keep them on this plane?
I would say Max is thinking of their mother back in Cormier, a prolific entertainer and hostess and all these things, and how she encouraged Max to grow their magic in a way that suited them, in a way that really spoke to their soul. And gave her so many incredible opportunities to be able to make mischief with it throughout her youth. All right. D20.
Roll me your death saving throw.
Success.
What was it?
17.
17, nice. Max
One down.
clings to these thoughts, not wanting to let go, wanting to willing with whatever strength remains of resolve and sheer will, wanting to cling to this mortal coil. The hill giant is going to strike out. Frustrated and angry and not liking the darkness and slamming its gigantic weapon, you, Graja, feel the ground shudder beneath you as it strikes the obsidian pillar that's just to the side of it. For a natural 20.
That's your
Rubble
third one.
starts falling from the roof above you. The pillar you assume still standing, but you just hear two gigantic bashes against this. 9.
All right. 9. Hearing Max go down behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna glance back. And he kind of goes down to one knee, and he takes his hand with the shield, and he kind of just closes his eyes and says, Lathander, Father, I will see you soon, but please render your aid one last time. And he's going to touch Max, covering her with the shield,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to do lay on hands.
Okay.
And not being very smart, he's pumping all 25 into her.
Look, he's not about to let his friends go down like it went last time.
And
Roll,
as she starts to open her eyes, he's just going to look at her, get everyone out.
roll me a religion check. As you call, sorry, what was it?
The 13.
As you call out to Lathander and you hear Lathander's voice in your ear, you have to secure the forge. This was not the mission. But you feel Max's breath come back to a body that you don't recognize, knowing that this is where Max was, seeing the creature that lays before you. Does 9 feel any kind of way about it's not Max?
I don't think he does, because he just know he was in battle and he knew she was behind him. And just seeing the creature that, hey, he feels like that Max is in there somewhere.
And just putting that faith and putting your faith in Lathander, trusting that your friends are your friends, you pump that 25 points back into Max. Max, you feel breath. The tether that you were holding on to, that memory of your mom, maybe that's what it was. You feel a weight on your body and a warmth expand through the tips of your fingers as full breath comes back into your body. But you return fully to this land in this moment.
I think I hear what 9 says and just respond from, I guess, under a shield. I will. I will.
Nine.
And
Bonus action.
9.
Movement.
As no, he's just gonna stay there.
Crouch
Take
down.
the shield, take the shield, put it right in front of him, and
Okay.
hoping everybody will just get up.
Okay. Whimsy. Droop on deck.
Whimsy, still invisible,
Mhm.
is going to just ignore his new dwarf buddy for let him do whatever he's planning to do. He's going to come over here and sort of press the aquamarine potion into Droop's hand
Awesome.
and just whisper, keep them safe. And then he's going to use his other 10 feet of movement to start sneaking behind this pole.
Okay. Action.
His action, he's going to drop invisibility because he wants to get in on this fight. He's going to cast some very exciting Eldritch Blast.
More than we've ever rolled before.
Does a lot more
Yeah.
damage than I thought.
Okay. Reaching out, calling to Oberon, who seems so near in this moment. And 9, as you see Whimsy appear in front of you, Lathander's voice is not the only voice in your ear. You are owed a favor.
Daddy's good for it, I promise.
Whimsy, you reach out, casting your Eldritch Blast mauve glitter extending into the battlefield dramatically. Denny would be proud if Denny were watching you in this moment.
Whimsy's like Doc Hollidaying his way through there with some finger guns.
Absolutely.
This is, in fact, the OK Corral right now.
This is, I'm not kidding, Black Pillars. This is the Matrix. This is the entry scene of them going into the lobby Matrix style, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So Whimsy comes in invisible, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just a streak of sparkly mauve blasting through.
Yeah. It looks so good in the circle, Sean. It looks so good in the circle camera.
And he is shooting. As I recently discovered, he actually has a lot more attacks than I thought he did. So I should have been doing a lot more this whole time. So he actually gets 2 actions with 2 shots per action. So he's going to come through as he's taking those last 2 steps away from Droop. He's firing Eldritch Blast at the Fire Giant, the Frost Giant. 3rd one and 4th one are both going to go for the Black Spider. So he's the first 2. What were those? I already lost it. It was 22 and 17 for the first 2 to hit. And then the damage was less exciting with 5 and 4.
Okay.
Just came out of the holiday special where I was a level 15 for a day. And that
painful.
did a lot
Painful
more
going
damage.
backwards.
Yeah. So, and then the other 2 hits. What are we looking at? That's not going to do anything. Come on, I want 1 to hit him. Give me 1 good hit.
Tell me what you roll each time.
All right, so for the Fire Giant, it was a 22.
Yep, that hits.
For the Frost Giant, 17.
17 hits.
All right, so the damage for the Fire Giant would have been 5. For the Frost Giant would have been 3 because I rolled minimal damage for that.
Okay. And then 2 for the Black Spider.
2 for the Black Spider, one of which was a 9, and the other was a 25.
25 hits.
Yes. And does he still have the Hex Curse?
He does still have Hexblade's Curse.
Does that mean I crit on a 19?
I think only 9 crits on a 19.
Damn it.
I don't think it's everybody.
Because that was a 19 plus 6.
I think it's only the person who holds the curse crits on the 19. I don't know. You know what? Let me say that I do not 100% know that that's what it.
That's a bonus section of 1 creature.
Hexblade's Curse.
It does say you gain the following benefits.
Any attack roll you make against the curse target is a critical roll on a 19 or a 20. Yeah. So unfortunately, it's just good thinking. Love the hustle. Love the Fey pact that you're trying to make.
Right. And damage is 8 damage for the one that hits.
Okay. 8 damage.
Whimsy comes in, guns blazing.
Pew, 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 pew. Does Whimsy say
and then
pew, pew?
and then ends up behind the pillar where he can hide.
Yeah, I think we decided Friday in the holiday one shot that Whimsy's verbal component is actually. Yeah, totally. We love that. Droop now stands with an aquamarine potion in his hand, given to him by Whimsy, who told him, keep everybody alive, keep everybody safe.
What is the potion?
I am sure that you guys would have been talking about it openly. The potion restores spell slots, essentially. The potion is a mana potion.
Mana potion.
So he can
Boy
have,
was out of spells.
yeah, he can have both of his spell slots back. So drinking it is his bonus action.
Yeah, I mean,
He's going to
It
do what
seems
he's
like that-
told. He's a good boy.
yeah, that's the directive from Whimsy. So yeah, Droop will drink the potion
Okay.
and restore his two spell slots.
So that's his bonus action. So what is he doing as his action?
Well, I don't now this is where I get a little bit
Yeah.
D&D rules
Sure.
novice time. So the previous spell he was doing on this last turn was concentration.
So as long as he doesn't cast another concentration spell, it's fine. So he can cast something else that doesn't
he
have
can
the
cast
C.
something else.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He can just only
Okay.
have one concentration spell going at a time.
Oh, well, that's nice. Okay,
Yeah.
that's better than I thought.
Hey,
That what was
pew-pew-pew.
happening? I was like, oh, I can't do anything,
Yeah.
but I can do something. Okay, so let's see then. Oh, that's you have to be so close to do that healing spell. I don't. I don't know, y'all. I'm struggling with what is the strat here. Like, I truly am like,
I would say
I literally just don't know.
Yeah, it's tough with Droop being so far away.
I would
The
say
far away
Also
is a
wanna be
problem,
too
and it's
close
like
either.
literally, if I put him in front of the stone giant and it hits him, it will kill him. Like, period. It might even like fully
One shot.
just kill him.
Okay.
In one shot.
Sarah, I'm going to take over driving Droop for a little bit because I don't want you
Great.
to feel the guilt.
Okay.
And because also like there is a certain amount that you are trying to make decisions because you want to protect Droop, but Droop might not choose to listen to Graja or Sarah
Yeah.
in this moment, right?
Cool.
Droop
Yeah,
sees
go for
his
it.
family in pain, and Droop is not going to hesitate to rush forward to try and protect.
Yeah.
Whimsy said, keep them safe. Droop is going to rush forward, and he is going to get here, which is about as close as he reasonably wants to get. He knows he's not going to get too close. He sees. He's not dumb, right? He is going to cast Word of Radiance, and he is going to cast it because he got this potion spell back, which I think the mana potion that he got restores like up to like 4 or 5 levels of spells, but he only had 2. So I'm going to say the extra energy that was in that, it's like giving a Red Bull to a toddler. Like, he's really feeling it. The extra energy is going to overflow into a cantrip that bursts out of him like the Doctor regenerating. He cannot control how much power is shot out from him, and he is going to cast Word of Radiance. And so it is every creature of his choice that he can see must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. So that's 4 creatures that he can see. Okay, Frost, a Black Spider, Fire, Hill. The highest thing I rolled was a 5 in 4 rolls, and I don't think any of them have enough to bring them up. Yeah, +6 is the highest con. None of them have enough to come back. He may be multi-classing into barbarian. He may be rage casting. I don't know that that's a thing, but it feels like that's maybe something that's happening right now. And he is going to do, it's not a lot. It's 1d6 worth of damage, but look, damage is damage. But he has to say a divine word as he calls down the power of Saloon, who is his deity. He chose Jart's deity. And as he calls down the power of Saloon, he says, "We are pack. We have to leave together." And you guys watch as the light around him bursts into just rolling radiant energy, swirling around, and wrapping tightly around these bad guys that he sees, so much so that you guys very clearly, even through your rage, Graja, even through your frenzied rage, Graja, you hear these words. Whimsy, Pack in particular, really stands out for you. And this little boy, this little one that you have all protected and cared for, is speaking with wisdom far beyond his years. And he is calling on you all to retreat. And all of them take damage. Denny, roll me a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
$15. Disadvantage 15.
Your hands start to reach forward for the emerald, and you hear Droop saying, Pack, we are family. We must leave together. What does Denny do in this moment?
I think Denny's just kind of like blink a little bit and be like, where, what?
Denny is now fully aware. Like you and I had talked previously that Denny wasn't always aware when the other side was taking over. It was taking over when Denny was unconscious and, you know, building things in the evening, those kinds of things. When Denny was like blackout drunk after 4 mimosa pitchers, those kinds of things. But Denny is aware now that you are fully sharing and that this other half is fighting for control.
And I think Denny's just kind of like gonna look at the emeralds and question to himself, like, why do you care so much about this right now? Our life is at stake. Like, let's work together to get the fuck out of here so we can come back for the emeralds later once they're gone. And Denny's is how high up on this statue?
You're about, at this point, you're about like 15 feet from the ground.
Superhero
And
landing.
the ice giant has his back to me, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of weapon is he carrying?
Large black carved staff with a spider carved onto the top of it.
Is it made of metal by any chance?
It is not. Or not that you can tell. I think it's carved of wood.
Okay. That's a damn shame.
You know what's really cool? He hasn't been in initiative this whole time. Love that.
Oh,
Love
shit.
that for me. Love that for me.
He was doing his nails.
Yeah,
he
that's fair.
was answering some emails. You know how it goes.
Yeah, that's on me.
When you have a deadline, you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Well, I think just for the fun of it, I'm gonna go completely insane, and I'm gonna jump on him with my rapier. That's what I'm gonna fucking do. At this guy.
Death from above.
He'll never see it coming. Or will he? Because I rolled a 13.
You, so you're jumping on him. What did you roll a 13 for your attack?
For attack, yeah.
I mean, you're jumping on him from above. I feel like that's a certain amount of advantage. You're just falling on the dude, right?
Yeah.
And you're letting the fall damage, you're letting the landing damage really carry the weight of the sword, right? You're just trying to hold on to it. Roll that at advantage.
All right. That's better. 23.
23 absolutely hits.
And 10 damage.
10, and you can do an extra d6 because he's going to take the blow of you landing on him.
Oh, yeah. Right, so 15 damage altogether then.
Nice, 15 damage. And you land on him and he crumples to the ground beneath you. Not dead or anything, not unconscious, but he is prone on the ground underneath you as you are laying on top of him, your sword cut deeply into like the back of the shoulder blade down through the back of his black leather armor.
And I would also, I don't know if this works, but I would also like to just kind of like kick the staff out of his hand.
Tail. No one ever uses their tail.
That's true.
Give me a dexterity check.
Okay. 6.
6. You know, he falls onto the ground, and so you use your tail to kind of like push it as far as you can, but it's still easily within his grasp. You know, he can pick it up, but it's not currently in his physical hand. Okay. It is his turn now that he finally has entered initiative. I rolled him a 9. Which technically, I guess, would have put him ahead of Denny, but I have you all out of order, apparently, so good for me. I love that for me. He is going to... He is going to reach out and wrap his hands around his staff and become invisible. You still feel him under you, but he becomes invisible.
Yep.
And with roll a strength. Just roll it with your strength modifier, D20 with your strength modifier, to see like how good you can sit on him.
Nikki
And he's
has
a
2
short
brothers.
king.
She's
That's going to
pro
be
at
an 8.
this.
An 8. You get jostled off to the side as he moves out from under you, and he disappears. Well, I mean, he was invisible, but
Do I get an opportunity attack if he's like leaving my direct area?
you 9, you are turned with your back to them, crouched over Max.
All right.
So I'm gonna let you, but you have to roll it at disadvantage. Denny, yeah, if he moves out of your range, you feel him, you feel where he's going. It's not like it's a surprise. It's not like, although you can't see him, you feel him move you off to one side and scramble to the other side. So yeah, you know where he's going. Go ahead, roll your attack.
Yeah, I can hear the awful polyester he has just rustling around.
100%. 100%. It's a Party City costume.
Yep.
It's not even
Like,
real
get
leather.
out of here, man.
Yeah.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
Don't say that. Whimsy had dibs on that armor.
That's a 17, by the way.
17 hits.
Not great. 4 damage.
Okay. Your sword, as it gets pulled out from him, you thrust it forward one more time, and you see a little slice of, little drips of blood start to fall onto the floor as he runs off towards the west.
Follow him Hansel and Gretel style.
9, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 20, but I rolled a 19.
That's a crit because he has
And
Hexblade's
I
curse.
crit on a 19.
And you have Sentinel.
I'm about to do Sentinel. So damage. Crit. And he has the Hexblade. 13 points of damage.
9, you're leaning over Max. And you hear Denny fall onto this guy. You hear him yelp in pain unexpectedly. You hear an arcane word being spoken, and you hear a shuffle behind you. Out of sheer instinct, You reach back with your sword, your Hexblade's curse still formed in your mind. You don't know where he is, but there is this sense of where he is. Lathander in one ear and Oberon in the other. In this moment, 9 and all of the training and all of the terror that you went through as a child and as a young man. In this moment, all of this surges together in this moment, in this single instance of serendipity, and you reach back with your sword. 9, how do you want to do this?
9 just, he's still kind of got his back to him. He takes his sword with like facing the back of him and just like shoves it, trying to like, because he knew he was kind of on the ground with Denny, just shoving it into the ground like right under Denny.
You shove your sword so hard, it starts to fall out of your grip as it sinks deeper and deeper into his chest. You don't know it, but as Denny had fallen onto him, Denny had severed the ties that held the leather vest together, and the leather vest had fallen open, leaving you a space to go right through his heart, right through his chest cavity. You sink it in, and at the angle that you do this, you manage to find a wedge that goes as it goes through his heart and out the back, wedges him to the bottom of the statue where the statue lays on the stone, and he is speared, skewered through and wedged at the base of this statue. He sits back, his feet in front of him, crimson and black blood pouring out of him. And he takes his few last raspy breaths, his fingers struggling to try and find the spider staff that has fallen from his grip yet again. And his eyes settle on you, 9, as you look back. The only pieces of you that are truly visible under your mask, under the armor that you always wear. And his eyes settle on you as they go dull and the life leaves his body.
Right. Oh, good. Just the giants left.
Shoot, hope you're close, Oberon. Shit.
9, do you call out for Oberon in this moment?
He does.
What do you ask of the Archfey who owes you a favor?
$350.
Basically, he just says, Oberon, I've heard word of our fate from our dear friend Graja. Do you have the power to change our fate?
My boy, do you know how long I've waited? I mean, I wish I would have heard it from my actual boy, but you'll be a good surrogate for now. Yes, of course. I've been meaning to invite you to hospitality at the Sealy Court. I think it's time. And you see this hand materialize out of an ever-growing portal that starts to form beside you. And this orange hand, bedazzled in, first off, the best nail polish you've maybe ever seen in your entire life. But then with, as the hand reaches further through, a robe that is almost shimmering by its own construction, reaches forward and holds itself out to you.
9 just glances around.
As you glance around, you see portals opening besides all of your friends, The same orange hand reaches out to each of them.
9 just reaches back and just like almost warrior grasps his forearm.
Max.
I know that there are other hands, but I will crawl over to Droop and grab the hand next to Droop so that we both pulled to make sure he comes with.
Graja.
As long as while I'm in this frenzied rage, I can still grab the hand, I will grab the hand.
Denny?
You like yank the hand. I'm going to give Oberon a very crisp high five first, and then I'm going to grab his hand.
Graja, let me say that there is this moment of frenzied rage where you're about to like strike at the hand with your greatsword, and the hand reaches out, grasping your greatsword and wrapping, like you're holding the greatsword. The hand reaches around, grabbing your hand, wrapping around your hand around the greatsword, and yanks you.
Love it.
Whimsy, the full portal, the full door-sized portal opens in front of you. And you see Dad standing there, not reaching out a hand to you, but just standing there waiting for you to come through.
Whimsy sort of sighs, drops his head a little, takes like the 2 steps through the portal, and just like rests his head on his dad's shoulder.
You feel his arms wrap around you. A wetness on his cheeks transfers down your neck as he just cries, holding you tightly, having you home in this moment. The rest of you, as you are yanked through, come to find yourselves in a place that is not dissimilar to the realm of Sanctuary. You definitely feel like this is 90% of the way there.
You already know where the washroom is.
For sure, for sure. The layout is still the same. Maybe Whimsy's room was a little bit bigger than actually it is in this space. You know, it had like some cooler, like a PlayStation and a Nintendo. Do you know, like it had maybe some extra stuff, but essentially it's the same place. And as you all find yourselves there, you hear the fire giant, the frost giant behind you. You hear rumble start to fall from the roof as the hill giant still strikes away at the obsidian pillar. But the portals close, and you find yourself listening to the sounds of the most unnatural nature you've ever heard, as vibrant lights, bioluminescence, butterflies that leave trails of glittery etherealness float behind them. You all come to find yourself in the Feywild, in the home of the Archfey Oberon, who has fulfilled his promise to 9, but has also called you home for a family dinner. I think that's
You guys are coming home for Christmas.
I think that's a really good place to end this season. Gives us a lot to work with.
Before
Please.
anything, Whimsy turns to his friends and quickly says, before Oberon can do anything, he says, "Welcome to my home with no obligations or requirements. Like, eat and drink freely. You're not going to get bamboozled." He throws that in before Oberon can do any of his wily stuff.
Oberon,
I think mine's definitely getting a drink this time.
Oberon chuckles as he hears you throw out this proclamation. Oberon is like, my boy, so wise. You have grown so much, and I am so proud of you. I don't know if this map will resolve itself in time. It was not this blurry the last time that we used it. You come to find yourselves resting in the Feywild, and I think that's a really great place for us. There she goes. I think that's a really great place for us to end this season, as you so narrowly have escaped the clutches of death from Wave Echo Cave. Beautiful, really beautiful story, you guys. I love this. I love playing with you all. Let's go around and I will get my wonderful players to tell us their first thoughts upon realizing that they are out of danger in this place. And then they can introduce themselves as we wrap up. Oh, shit, I have to tell you who's going first. Sorry, that's on me. Sorry, that's on me. Let's have Sarah go first.
Yeah, Garage's first thoughts, I mean, I feel like it's disorienting because she's still like in so much rage. So I think like all this happens probably before she can actually even drop it. So like all the words from Whimsy and Oberon are kind of just like garbled, and she's just like looking for the giants, looking for the enemies. And I just think she's not fully cognizant that like there's a sense of safety. Like I truly think she's still like in battle. So that's what I think is happening with her as they enter the Feywild. My name is Sarah. I played Graja Rage Rock. You can find me on Twitter at MC Diabetes. I'm a creative partner at Martlick Games. Yeah, I'm spent, honestly. So I'm not gonna do my round of plugs. But you can just follow me on social media, follow Martlick Games on social media. We've got shows, we've got Vampire. You can also find me here on Saturday in the Vampire game, Vancouver by Night, Delve into Darkness. Thanks for a great season. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a happy holiday.
Nikki.
I think once setting foot in this nice, quiet, peaceful realm, Denny's gonna take a look around and just kind of like sink to his knees, utterly exhausted and mad at himself, like beyond comprehension that he dropped the ball so bad. But try and come to terms with that by drinking himself to death. But apart from that, my name is Nikki. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok under I'm Poppy Fields. I'm not currently in any other shows apart from this one, but maybe sometime soon. And yeah, that's me, I guess. I think you're
I
muted,
said
Sarah.
Amanda. Sorry.
Oh.
Kat.
Hi, Amanda. Whimsy is mostly just relieved to be home. He feels like that coming home for the holidays after living alone for so long, wandering. It doesn't feel like home, but it feels like nostalgia to him now. Like his childhood room has been rearranged, and it feels different than when they were in the realm of security, because that was built on his own memories. That was like a hazy memory of his childhood home, whereas this is the reality. It's got the differences. There's some new stuff. There's actually other people here still. And yeah, he's a little nervous because part of him isn't sure if the conversations he had with his dad in the realm of security were real. So he's sort of unsure about that. But he's feeling good to be safe. Out of curiosity, did Gundren's brother come with them?
You look
I was
around.
wondering what was going on with him.
You don't see him.
No, he's still just chilling. Just him and a bunch of giants.
You do hear really familiar sounds of claws scraping on the flagstone tile as the pack swarms you and knocks you and Oberon over. Just literal dogpiling on top of the both of you. And Oberon just chuckles and chuckles and says, "You did bring me home grandchildren. I love them all." And pets them all.
Excellent.
The goodest boys. Sean.
On that note, I'm Amanda, and I've been playing the Tiefling Warlock. And I'm not really in any other games right now, so going on hiatus with this. I did enjoy the holiday special, which you should definitely look up because that was a blast, also in the Feywild. And otherwise, you can find me on social media as Balderdashing, mostly Instagram and TikTok. I do a lot of costumed D&D based stuff.
Love it. Sorry, didn't mean to jump your gun there. Sean.
I think 9 coming through the portal, he just lets out like a breath of like relief, but anger at the same time. He's glad that all his friends was able to make it back here, but he still feels like he failed Lathander in the task he was given. And he's just trying to deal with that right now. Yeah. I'm Sean. I played 9, human Pallock. Usually I don't do nothing but play this, so I'll be on a hiatus for a little while. You can catch me acting foolish on most social medias.
Max died almost.
Yeah. Max almost died. It was great.
And Max is now in the Feywild, which you know they've heard about. Max not looking like Max either.
Yeah.
How's
Also technically Fey. So this feels like weirdly coming home. I don't know who can say. Yeah, so Max is feeling okay. The first thought through Max's head after they have crawled on the ground, grabbed Droop, and grabbed a random hand out of the sky is this makeup does not go with this face. That's the first thought. The second thought is this was my first like big adventure and I almost died. Oh God, what just happened? And I think it's just kind of they hold on to Droop because it's scary and just kind of like are lying on the ground like having a bit of an existential crisis. That's kind of what's going on up here. I have been Farah Sarpkaya. I have been playing Max the Changeling Wizbard. Haha. Surprise. And you will find me a lot of places. I'm in some one-shots with Girls Run These Worlds and Last Caravan over the holidays. You will find me on Crossroads Games. In February, you will find me at 12-Sided Dice. And you will find me on social media, all of the social medias, as at Farah Kaya. And I'm super excited for what comes next.
Season 3. Thank you to my players. This has been such a great season. I am so looking forward to what comes next. We will be back. Season 3. We are planning to start in March. So just a little bit of a hiatus before we come back, which is good because I did not plan on ending here. So I'm going to need to rewrite what season 3 should kind of be like. I'm okay with that. My name is Sarah. You can find me here in March. You can find me on the 20th. Well, later this week, you'll find me on Girls Run These Worlds playing Beak, Feather, and Bone, which is a collaborative world-building game. On the 27th, I will be Tavernauts MC for all-day charity stream. On the 29th, I'll be on Lost Caravan for a Carly Rae Jepsen Boy Problems with Farah, I think. I think we're playing that one together. And then in January, you'll find me on an Expanse, getting to play in an Expanse RPG, and I'm super excited about that. And maybe some other stuff here and there. You can follow me. If you want to play with me, I would love to play with you. I play some games on Start Playing Games, and you can come and I'll be your DM over there. Thank you hugely to Steve and Joe at Vancouver by Night for hosting us. We love being here and having our home here. And you guys have always made us feel right at home. It's not as grand as the Feywild. I don't know if there's budget for that. Maybe look into that. But you know, it's pretty great. We're not complaining. Thank you to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. for sponsoring us. This code is wrong. You're going to find it in chat or in the YouTube doobly-doo if you're watching this on VOD Squad. Thank you to my players, most importantly, because this is one of the most fun tables that I run consistently, and you guys blow me away. So thank you for all of that. We are going to be raiding into Girls Run These Worlds because I haven't heard anything different. I think that's where we're going. They are playing Monster Hearts 2, so be very kind over there to all of them, and we will see you all in a couple of months in March. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you later.